Hey Eugenia, what's up? It's Dustin, and I am doing another little video here for you today. And today's video, for quite a while I've actually wanted to do a video on ways to help with anxiety. So that's what I was going to do today. Anxiety is just something I've struggled with for quite a long time, pretty much my whole life. So yeah, I've over the years I've just tried to come up with and learn different ways to deal with the anxiety. And anxiety is just it is one of those unbelievably difficult things that is just so hard to deal with, and because sometimes it just feels like it's controlling your life. So I wrote a list down of ways that I have dealt with anxiety over the years, and with what I've gone through with my recovery, with my nervous system and everything, and being sick for so long. I've actually learned even more techniques over the years, which has helped tremendously. Even though it's a difficult thing to go through, actually what I've gone through over the past many years has actually, I guess, enlightened me in a way to many things I wouldn't have been turned on to in the past. Stuff that, yeah, I might not have ever learned if I hadn't gone through this. So yeah, so in a way I am kind of grateful of the things that I have learned, and just getting to know myself better. I guess when you go through extremely hard things, you get to know yourself a lot more, and you grow and learn as a person. So, and that's kind of what I've I guess done over these past many years. So, me starting out here, Eugenia, I don't know, you might, I'm sure you know quite a bit of these that I'm going to say, and I'm sure you do practice a lot of these, but I'm still going to talk about them just because they've helped me so much. But hopefully there's something in here that maybe would help you, or maybe you haven't thought of or something. So that's why I thought it'd be great to go through all the things that I do every day to help me out getting through the day, so I'm calm and I'm not anxious and worried. And yeah, worry's a hard one. Worry's definitely, we all worry, but I think I worry a little bit extra, so I try not to, but so the first one, I already made a video on this, and what I do every day is mindfulness and mixed with belly breathing. So I'm just gonna talk about that just a little bit again. Just mindfulness is just a state of awareness all the time. You're just constantly aware of what you're doing, and you're being mindful about stuff, because a lot of the times when we're upset about something, we are in it and we're consumed by it, and it's all around us and everything. But mindfulness helps you do that step back approach, where you take a step back and you're just observing it, like fear. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared of that thing. Oh, it's like people are in the fear, it kind of consumes you. But if you step back and say, hey fear, I see you, I feel you, and you say where you feel the fear, and it's just kind of a state of awareness, and it just cuts it down, and it's just not as intrusive and difficult by being mindful and observing these very uncomfortable feelings that we seem to come across quite a bit. So that, mixed with the belly breathing, those two things I do daily all the time. So yeah, those have been very helpful for me, and though that is something I have actually learned over the course of what I've been going through. I actually, my acupuncturist, because I've done acupuncture, my mom does acupuncture too, and he actually, Chris, he turned me on to that, the belly breathing and all that. So the mindfulness I learned quite many years ago, but those techniques help tremendously. And of course the next one, distracting, and I know you've mentioned this in your videos, that is something that does help me as well. Distracting is huge, especially if it's like being creative. I think being creative is so important because it activates another side of your brain to get you out of that fight or flight mode, the anxiety, the worry and everything. It activates that other part of the brain that's calming when you start doing creative stuff. So, and then only one side of the brain can be active at a time. So when you're doing creativity, your mind might want to wander to that other worry side or whatever, but as long as you stay in the creativity, your mind will keep being engrossed in that, and it'll keep that good side of your brain calm and activated, doing something constructive. So music, you know, I love drawing so much. So I'm actually working on a new drawing right now. I'm trying to draw a cloud from Final Fantasy VII. So, and it's fun, you know. Hopefully this one comes out good. I'm hoping. So I never drawn cloud before, but yeah. So doing stuff like that, it's just fun and creative, and it keeps your brain in that creative groove, because you want to make good grooves. You know, good grooves in your brain to doing stuff that's healthy and positive and keeps your mind in a really good state. And you know, it's great for mental health and keeps it out of that, the fear and the worry and the doom and gloom, and you know, like, oh, I wonder this and this person said that. And so when you redirect, it makes those new grooves in your brain, which is what you want. So what you do every day and how you think, that's the grooves you're going to make in your brain. So in essence, you're trying to constantly every day keep your brain in those good grooves, and I know it's extremely hard. It is a work in progress. So it's just one thing that I work on daily, to keep making those good grooves over here and keep it out of the bad track over here. So that's a work in progress. That's very difficult, but it is so worth it in the end. I mean, it'll change your life if you keep it making those good grooves. Yeah, another thing that I think a lot of people don't think about is our perception of everything. So it's, and this kind of touches on the mindfulness thing. If we perceive things as a threat or something that we hate, we can't stand, it's so uncomfortable, I don't like this, I want it to go away, that will actually make those feelings like, you know, anxiety or fear or whatever more difficult. Because, you know, we want to push it away. You know, I don't like this, I'm pushing it away, you know, but that's actually going to make it worse. And I know it just sounds, to the average person, kind of counterintuitive, but you actually want to embrace it. So when you're feeling like anxiety, it's like you got to say, you know, there's the anxiety again. Hi, anxiety, I see you, I feel you. You know, it's like, for me, anxiety, I feel it all through here, and I feel it usually in my arms, and if it's really bad, I'll start to feel it in my legs. But for me, it's a sense of I can't hold still. You know, it's kind of like a little bit panicky, like, oh my gosh, you know, that kind of thing. And it's so uncomfortable because, you know, your muscles get upset, your nerves are so, you know, extra stimulated and everything. So that's where I feel it, and of course I'm going to just want to push it away. I don't like this. Oh my gosh, you know. But, you know, the approach you're supposed to take is welcoming it, you know, embracing it. Hi, anxiety, I see you, I feel you. It's okay. You actually want to think of it as consoling it like a pet, like a dog or a cat or a little newborn baby. What you do, and that's what everyone does, they console them, you know. It's just kind of a natural thing to console the thing that you care about. So you kind of have to take that approach by changing your perception and embracing that uncomfortable feeling. And by doing that, it's not going to happen overnight, but the more you do it, that's making those new grooves and pathways in your brain, the more you do it, you know, it's going to become rote, and you're going to do that daily. And it's going to be second nature, so when that anxiety pops up, you know exactly where to go with it, and you start consoling it. You're not going to be successful every time, but it is going to get easier because it'll just start to diminish more. It'll give you less and less and less the more you change your perception and treat it differently. So it's another big one that has really helped me over the years. And here is another one. This kind of also touches on the last two that I just talked about. And I'm reading a book right now about anxiety and thinking. And one of the things that I wasn't aware of until they brought it up in the book was about automatic thoughts. Now, automatic thoughts are these little, they can be a word or a phrase or a couple of words that just flash in your brain. Bam, really quick. And they come and go and you don't even know that they're there. And the more I've been working with that recently, I'm like, oh my God, those are constantly in my head, just kind of zapping real quick. And it's good to be aware of those, because when you're aware, the awareness of what's going on, that's going to help you be less anxious. So, like if I have a thought of, you're not good enough, like that can flash in my head when my brain's telling me that I'm not good enough, or you're not doing enough, you're not doing enough, you're not a good person, or it'll just zap those little phrases real quick, and you don't even know they're there, and they're behind the scenes, they're subconsciously making you feel worse and demeaning you, so if you're aware of those automatic thoughts when they come in, just practice listening to, because your brain will zap those little thoughts, about anything negative, someone might have said, they don't like you, it'll just zap real quick, So be aware of those, and by you being aware of it, once again, it's going to diminish the anxiety and everything, because you say, oh, that's just an automatic thought. My brain is just doing that negative automatic thought. And that's the same with any difficult brain chatter or an intrusive thought, any kind of doom and gloom. But yeah, those automatic thoughts they're sneaky and they're behind the scenes. So just being aware of those and calling them out when you see them. So just being in a state of awareness of what's going on in your mind, it really helps all of that. And that's a new one that I just learned recently. So, yeah, and here is another one, confidence. Confidence is a difficult one, and I know a lot of people, I would say majority of people, struggle with confidence, and I know I've struggled with that big time. Going through this sickness for so long, it really takes a beating on the confidence, and because you're limited. I've been very limited as to what I can do. So as a person, you start to feel less confident about yourself, because you're not able to do this, you can't do that, and you just start to believe that, gosh, I'm not good. I can't do this. I'm not worth anything to anyone, or stuff like that. But in actuality, it's like you're fighting a really hard fight, every day. It takes courage to go through a recovery and get stronger and stronger every day and say, I am going to beat this thing and I'm going to do as much as I can. So it's like, because I'm limited, you start to once again change your perception. Well, what can I do today? What am I capable of today? Even if it's just something little, and I've had to start out very little. I was at a point, where I could barely walk, and I could hardly get out of a chair or get out of bed. So it's just like doing small things like maybe I'll go up and down the stairs a couple extra times for a little bit more exercise, or maybe I'll go walk down to the main office or something and back, and just that little, it makes you feel like you have a step forward. So the more, just that little piece of confidence, you start to feel better about yourself. So and this can be fears too, like people who are maybe scared of heights or talking in front of a audience. If you can do small steps towards that goal to feel more confident in that avenue, the confidence will reassure you that, you're strong, you can do this, and you can slowly go forward. So And and sometimes you just got to chip away at it. It's just a little step at a time, just chipping away at it. But it will get more. Your confidence will grow. You'll see that, oh, look, I'm making progress. I'm doing better. You're doing a great job, Dustin. Or that positive self-talk. That's really, really important. So, and there's always something that we can do every day, no matter how limited we are. So I just always think it's good to do that and work on that each day. So, and that has helped my confidence, which in turn helps the anxiety. Because when we feel not confident or like we're not good enough, it makes us anxious and kind of scared about life, because we start feeling like, well, what's the point of doing anything? And that's not good to get there. So working on that confidence every day is very important, and that has helped me tremendous too. And I do more and more all the time, and I'm so grateful for that. So yeah, that is one of the great things to work on. And here's another big one: being in the moment. Because a lot of times we're thinking about the past and we're thinking about the future, and we're not thinking about in this moment. Because a lot of things might have happened to us in the past that we haven't forgiven or we're still upset about. That will keep us anxious, and that can make us mad or sad. And trying to constantly keep your brain in the moment. And that's part of the mindfulness thing. And that is what has really saved me over the years getting through this, because sometimes I had to take it 1 minute at a time because I was in so much pain physically, and being physically in pain, you're going to mentally be in pain. So yeah, some days it was just 1 minute at a time, and I'm just trying to remain positive and not be scared about what's going to happen in the future. Well, it's like, well, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And then your brain will switch to the past. Remember when this happened in the past, and it just gets overwhelming. So just completely putting your blinders on and being like, I'm in the moment. I am not in the past or the future. I am here and now. And you might have to do that. Constantly remind yourself throughout the day to stay in the moment. But sometimes when things are really hard, you just want to stay in the moment and try not to get consumed with the past and future, because there will be a time for, processing what happened in the past and what you're scared about for the future and planning for the future. But certain days, you just got to be aware and know yourself and know your limitations. Say, today I can't be thinking about the past and present, or the past and the future. I need to be thinking of the here and now. And it's good to constantly bring your attention back to the here and now, because that will diminish that anxiety big time. So another one on the list here is affirmations. I do affirmations every day. And a lot of my affirmations are from a church called Unity Church, and it's kind of a spiritual. Here's one of the books I got. It's free, This one is called Fearless Living, and these are free that I send off for. And my mom actually turned this on to me, because she's used this her whole life, and my mom's dad actually turned Unity onto my mom. And my grandpa was a minister, and my great grandpa was a minister, so it was kind of passed down through the generations, and Unity's been around since the 1800s. So stuff like this is very important, because affirmations are just very uplifting to constantly get your brain going over that every day, especially if you have some favorite ones that you like that help you every day. You can actually get to the point where you memorize them, and you can just recite them, on cue whenever you're feeling down during the day. And I'm pretty sure I've seen in your videos that you do affirmations, Eugenia, which is great. Affirmations are amazing. So this one is about faith. So I was just gonna read a little excerpt in here, because faith is one of the things that gets me through every day. Having faith, constantly going to that faith. Because that really helps diminish that anxiety as well when you hold on to your faith every day. So this one says, faith is our ability to see the possibilities of life. Faith sees ideas where fear sees disbelief. Faith sees opportunity where fear sees obstacles. Faith sees potential where fear sees problems. Faith sees abundance where fear sees lack and limitation. Faith allows us to work with God's omnipresent substance, the infinite possibility, and shape it into a manifestation of good we can understand and use in our lives. If we want to master life, we must exercise our faith. We must say yes to our good by seeing it spiritually, holding it in mind, believing it, and bringing it into manifestation. So I really liked that. That's a new one I just found because I just got this book. And yeah, stuff like that, it just something you can think about during the day, and it really, helps your brain work on and process something really uplifting and positive and helps you maybe realize something or perceive something you didn't perceive the right way before, because I'm always seeking information to help my brain see things clearly in the right way, in a healthy way. And stuff like this really jogs our memory and helps us to see stuff like that in a more positive light if we haven't been able to see it before. So yeah, I really recommend Unity. You can just go to unity.com online and you can sign up for their free stuff, and they'll send you stuff all the time. Booklets and lots of things, daily word stuff. It's just a really nice thing to get in the mail and to read, because a lot of people write this stuff too around the world. So yeah, I love it. It's really helpful. And that leads me to spiritual connection. It's like my connection with God, that really helps my anxiety and fear and worry about stuff. I kind of have I have an ongoing daily relationship with God. So it's like I'm constantly talking to Him and it's kind of like my friend, in a way. And same with the angels too, because they're always there and you can always call on them for help. Like Archangel Michael is like, the head honcho, the big angel in command too, that's like next to God's side. So it always makes you feel not alone, because I've lived alone for like 12 years. So it just makes you feel, like you always are being watched over, and if you're scared, you can always talk to them. The angels are there, God is there, you can always talk to them, and just knowing they're present, and if you're having a really hard time, they will help you through it. So yeah, I call on the angels and I ask for God's help all the time, and I always consult them when I'm having a hard time, and always do my prayers every day. The prayers, gratitude, being grateful, all this stuff helps with being anxious and to calm down. Gratitude is going to be a really good one, because the more you're grateful for, the more you'll draw things to you in the universe. So keeping those thoughts in mind and keeping the vision you have for your life and keeping a positive vision all the time, that's just going to keep attracting that stuff to you. So it's just important to keep doing that, and I just stay connected spiritually all the time, and that helps me tremendously. And showing gratitude every day, every morning. You can say it or you can write it down. It all helps just amazingly well. And another one, this one's that I've had a hard time with because I'm physically limited because of the recovery I'm going through with my nervous system. So exercise is a huge one to help with anxiety. And exercise, it helps get all that pent up energy out of you, For me, I love taking walks, and it's been really hard to do that. It's like I try and find ways to do the exercise thing, because doing walking is probably the thing that makes me feel the best when it comes to exercise. And I've had to kind of improvise over the years. So one of the things, being stuck inside a lot, you can exercise in your house,
Of course, a lot of people like to lift weights and everything. That's great, and that's one that's kind of difficult. That really aggravates my muscles and nerves. So I kind of have to do, like I have a staircase right here. Doing stairs, I can't go crazy with it, but doing stairs is a great exercise. You know, it really gets the heart rate up, gets the good endorphins going. So doing trips up and down the stairs is probably one of the best things for exercise that I can do inside. If you don't have stairs, you can always do a circuit around your house, because houses, you know, of all kinds have, you know, circuits and pathways that you can walk. So just walking the circuit around your house, that's like, you know, kind of walking outside in a way. Or taking a long walk. You just got to do it, you know, quite a few times. But just finding things like that to get your heart rate up and get your get the good chemicals flowing in your brain, that is going to help tremendously with not just anxiety, but, you know, like people with depression, you know people dealing with, you know, lots of fear, you know, any kind of mental thing that is really having a hard time for somebody. So it's like exercise just really gets the good chemicals, and I highly recommend exercise in any form, especially when you can get your heart rate up, because it really gets your mind going with the positive chemicals. So yeah. So I hope you liked this video, Eugenia. This is what I've been wanting to do for quite a long time, because anxiety has just been one of the top things that I've dealt with for so long. So especially going through my recovery. So it's just been a long journey, and it's just a work in progress every day to push forward and get better and better. And yeah, you're doing a great job, Eugenia. I know you work on your stuff every day, I'm sure, and you're doing an amazing job. So I'm right there with you, and I'm supporting you every step of the way, and I love you so very much. So, and I hope you liked this video. So yeah, and yeah, I hope you're having a good day or a good night, and trying to work on video ideas for the future, since we're going to be stuck inside. So I got some stuff that I'm thinking of, you know, to do. So got to be more creative being, you know, inside and everything. And because I love doing, you know, outside videos and going places and vlogging. That's so much fun, but can't do that right now. But anyway, I'm sending you kisses. Mwah. Mwah and mwah. So there's kisses for you, and I'm always sending you hugs too. So anyway, yeah, it's raining outside today. It's raining. Here, let me show you real quick. There it is. It's raining. It actually feels a little fall-like. I always call spring reverse fall, because we get the same kind of weather as fall, you know, and there's all kinds of colors, but it's blooming colors instead of decaying leaf colors, you know. So it's like kind of like fall in a way. So yeah, I call it reverse fall. But yeah, the mountains look real pretty, all misty and everything. I always love the misty mountains. The mountains are looking real misty. That's Oregon weather. Okay, I love you very much, Eugenia, and I can't wait for your new videos coming up. So yeah, can't wait for those. And loved your mental health checkup video. Did a great job with that video. So yeah, I know a lot of people love that too, and it's so helpful for everybody. So great job. Love you so much. And okay, I hope the video wasn't too long. I know I packed a lot into this video, but hopefully it wasn't too long. So anyway, I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, love you.